to ensure proper handling of fish at landing sites for both local and international markets.
By stopping illegal and unregulated activities characterized by open gutting of fish, which causes losses to the government. This vice has left genuine local traders out of businesses and encouraged unlicensed traders who operate without any documents and not tracing where they sell the fish and the fish mouse.
Fish exporters have expressed fear ahead of stakeholders in the business stemming from the reducing fish species in the Ugandan waters. In this, processors and exporters have commended the work of the UPDF Fish Protection Unit.
We need to cooperate. All stakeholders have to work together, including the UPDF, including the fishers, the suppliers, the common man. We need to understand that the narrow part has to be protected.
It should be noted that only 30% of the fish caught from the major Ugandan waters is exported, leaving the rest for the local consumption. With the proper regulations on board, the export percentage is expected to increase. Abdul Nasir Lubwama, UBC News.
The youthful innovators have developed a social networking application with an aim of boosting local content in the digital space, in addition to rivaling the globally renowned social networking apps such as Facebook and Instagram. MyLike innovators say their innovation is revolutionary. Ugandan youthful developers are eyeing big business opportunities using the internet platform. MyLike, a locally developed social networking application, is aimed at rivaling the likes of Facebook and WhatsApp.
Before someone gets to sign up on any app out there, with an example of MyLike, we have a terms of use policy and also a privacy policy to protect the users and the information they give on the platform, whether you're sharing a picture, we're talking about sharing your age, your email address, phone, and all that. All that data is secure and safe with MyLike. When it comes to terms of use, we have a guideline of terms of use, whereby we talk about, at MyLike, we say no to racism, no to tribalism, no to propaganda.
The innovation was first showcased to the Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. In his interactions with the brains behind MyLike, Andrew Pierayanga, the State Minister for Tourism, gave an insight into the benefits of social networking platforms.
By the way, if you know you're living in this time and era and you're not happy with social capital, with connectivity, then you have a big problem. If you look around yourself and say, how can I have 10 people to talk to and they help me and advise me on health, advise me on economic affairs?
Embracing local content in the digital space was also emphasized as a means of promoting, showcasing and preserving our heritage for present usage and for the next generation.
Every information that we are going to have here, biographies, stories, facts about areas, facts about people in our communities, will stay on this app for eternity. Your grandchild, when you are not there anymore, will be able to find it and say, oh, my grandfather did this and this. He lived here. He worked with this one. That is connecting the past communities, the present, and the future communities.
Dennis Ikoa for UBC News. The National Social Security Fund, NSSF, has committed to support 28 young entrepreneurs through its ongoing High Innovator program. The program seeks to encourage youth and women to take part in the business ecosystem.
Entrepreneurs with well-pitched businesses will receive grant funding, technical assistance, business development, and market development support to enable them address gaps in their businesses.
Cloud-based one-stop farm management platform.
The 28 young entrepreneurs who were screened in the second phase will receive at least $20,000 from NSSF as their running capital.
This is a startup. The main difference between what we're doing as us and any other final, we know that you're a startup, which means you may not have financials. You may not have a lot of experience. You may not have the things that normally you would need if you go to a bank. But we are looking for a couple of things. How impactful is your business? The potential for it to be impactful, will it solve a major problem that the country has? Number two, when we look down the road, will it be profitable? You may be making losses today, but when we look at your projections, and based on what you've said, there's a chance you're going to make a profit.
The program is targeting specifically agriculture-related businesses. Patrick Bitatule cautions young entrepreneurs about financial indiscipline, which makes their businesses collapse at the infantry.
The biggest area where people go wrong is when you have a bit of money, a pot of money, whether it is your savings or you have borrowed from your family or from a bank, is the discipline. Discipline to know that this is capital. We need to separate that from your lifestyle money. And the more money you get, unfortunately, there's a trap that will get you. Once you've got more money, a better car, a better house, a better restaurant, better clothes, better phone, those are trappings. You've got to be mindful of them. By the time you do those things, make sure you've built your money, your capital base solid. When you see these investors who come here, many of you have complained. Chinese, Indians, they come with very little money. But in a few years, they are mega rich, really rich. They have made the money because the opportunities are so many in Uganda.
No, I'm glad that we are here today, seeing our first cohort of investors receiving support. There's a lot of work that has happened in the background, and we look forward to receiving more young people, especially more young women, young entrepreneurs out there willing and ready to take a leap of faith.
The High Innovator program by NSSF is targeting 132,000 new work opportunities for youth and women in the next 5 years. Abdul Nasile Luwama, UBC News.
The recent domestic terror attacks have prompted the bus parks and taxi parks management to improve security and conduct thorough checks on passengers and luggage. Our crew was in downtown Kampala.
Yes, we are registering whatever you are carrying. We normally check one by one the luggages. We normally indicate whatever you are carrying, where you are coming from and where you are going to. With also the issue of the corona also is there. We normally check also, we sanitize, we normally SOPs, we try our best. And also the issue of security issues, we are trying our best to check any luggages, whatever the passengers are carrying.
Amanya nze Mawanda Matia nga ndi ku security ya Park Namayuba. Ekintu ekyaguddewo kyateesezza nnyo okulaba nga ebintu bya bomu batandise okuddamu okutega bomu nga batargeting.
We had focused more on the COVID-19 standard operating procedures, but now we are also adding thorough checking in order to avert terror attacks.
Ko okulaba amaanyi twali tubakendezaamu ag'okucekinga ebintu nga tuli ku bulwadde neera twayongedde okuddamu okuteekamu amaanyi okulaba nga tucekinga ebintu bino buli ajja n'omugugu ogenda okulinnya taxi tumala mucekinga okulaba kikyayina kira kikyatwala ate tumakinga sure nti buli ayingidde mu taxi era afuluma n'ekintu kye kyaba ayingidde nakyo.
allowed to be loaded like this. No, that is when you should call me.
Secondly, and I work as the manager of Namaiwa bus terminal, which is located here at Old Kampala. Actually, it's one of the biggest terminal we have here in Uganda. Yesterday we had the incident of a bus which was attacked also, whereby I think 2 to 1 person died. So this thing also made us to revise again our security, because here we are dealing in different routes. Namaiwa we are having interstate, the buses which crosses the border, which goes to Rwanda, they go to Sudan, they go to Kenya, they go to Burundi. So this thing has also made us also to revise our security. So we have tightened the security, and we have put a lot of security machine detectors for checking the passengers, checking their bags before they access the park. We also had a meeting with the bus operators, and also right now we are going for a meeting. The commission has called for a meeting. We encourage them, like each bus, to get a metal detector, which will help them to be checking their buses before a passenger enters.
And from across the borders, the e-Naira wallet has become the first digital currency to go live in Africa. The launch of the Central Bank of Nigeria digital currency is expected to help boost Nigeria's GDP and fight inflation.
Become the first country in Africa and one of the first in the world to introduce a digital currency to her citizens.
A landmark moment for Nigeria as President Muhammadu Buhari unveils its digital currency, the e-Naira. It's a huge turn from the country's central bank's stance in February banning all cryptocurrency transactions. Authorities now see it as a profitable venture.
Some estimates indicate that the adoption of central bank digital currencies and its underlying technology called blockchain can increase Nigeria's GDP by 29 billion United States dollars over the next 10 years.
And it seems to be raising the much desired interest from several quarters.
33 banks are fully integrated and live on the platform. 500 million naira has been successfully minted by the CBN. 200 million naira has been issued to financial institutions. Over 2,000 customers have been onboarded on the platform, and over 120 merchants have successfully registered on the e-platform.
Cryptocurrencies are popular in Nigeria. In 2020, leading Bitcoin marketplace Paxful placed Nigeria as second world's Bitcoin market after the US. However, many Nigerians still have reservations about the country's new digital currency.
And I think the challenge now will be improving our internet space, because we don't have good internet infrastructure in Nigeria.
I'm not quite sure I trust the space enough, because we've heard instances of hacking and things like that. But yeah, it could still be a really good idea in the long haul. So.
Central banks around the world are working to create digital versions of their legal tenders. China was the first country to launch a test version of its digital currency. 5 others have followed suit since then. Nigeria's government says the e-Naira would improve cross-border trade, boost financial inclusion for people outside the formal economy, and increase remittances. Kelechi Emekalam, CGT and Abuja, Nigeria.
The Uganda-Tanzania pipeline is very unique. It is the longest pipeline, heated pipeline in the world. Because it is the longest, it is not like the oil they have discovered in Ghana, for example. There, the oil is in the middle of the ocean. You get it, you pump it out, you put it on the ship, you sell it to the markets. For us, we are lucky. If you want to look at it this way. Ours is in the heart of Africa. So every person, where the passes, they have something to eat on it. So because there is something to eat, it is not like our friends who don't see it. They hear we have oil, they say we made money. But for us, everybody in the village is going to participate and have a look, 10 districts, that's big.
The recent domestic terror attacks have exposed our weakness on vigilance. Often we think it's the responsibility of the security agencies to ensure safety, but as the BRU team, we remind you that security starts with you. Thanks for being part of the program. I've been your host, Dennis Igoa, and we wish you a blessed weekend.
Grow together with one of Uganda's largest companies. Apply for MTN shares for as low as 100,000 Uganda shillings. And when you apply using MTN Mobile Money, you get 10 free extra shares for every 100 shares you apply for. Dial *165*65# or use the MyMTN app to apply now. The terms and conditions of the offer and other important information are set out in the prospectus. For assistance, visit any MTN service center or Stanbic Bank branch countrywide or a licensed broker.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. Finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly until James discovered something big. Now he can finally enjoy the benefits of homegrown advantage with a decoder and 1 month of GoTV value. For just 25,000 shillings, enjoy the world's biggest leagues and cap competitions. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Welcome to the home of our stars. Come on in. We have our movies, gossip, reality, conflict, tulinane comedy. Basirebo baffe bonna live right here, because no matter where